Ladies and gentlemen, to Division 2 here at ERN for round 4 China, and as we can already see, Gibby, it's gonna be a full wet qualifying. Now this is, I think, the first wet session of the new seasons throughout all divisions, in fact. So this is going to be very, very spicy. I'm Dame Zero, alongside me is Mr. ERN. Gibby, how are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm good. I've been waiting for this for so long. I think the only rain we saw was right at the end of Australia and Div 1, and it just wasn't enough to do anything in the race. So finally some wet running. Unfortunately, it's for Div 2, so I don't know whether they'll be happy or annoyed about it, but at least it's something new.
Yeah, indeed it is, and I'm very much looking forward to. We don't know if it's going to be a wet race. It could be a dry race with just a wet quali as the first car goes out, and I think that is a Red Bull of Evoki. No, it isn't. It's Nicki Minaj. I don't have game volume once again, Gibby. Another stream where I don't have game volume. So give me
pausing.
1 second. Let me.
Try
let
pausing
me
and unpausing.
Have I got it? Yes, I have it now. There we go. Sorry about that. It always seems to happen. It always seems to happen. But a wet race here in China, and I am certainly looking forward to it. Really am. Who do you think, especially with these ever-changing conditions, Gibby, who is the man who's going to put it on pole today?
Well, the interesting guy that we got back today, Anthem, guy that absolutely dominated Australia. He missed the following 2 races, but he's back here today in China. But I'm going to go with Skeefy, because I know that he's on the pad, and he had great pace last weekend out, and I think he's going to do it again today.
Yeah, he's got good pace at the minute. Had a really good race last week, winning the race in Vietnam, which, as we all know, Vietnam is a very difficult track in itself. I think all the divisions were very, very lucky for it not to be raining in Vietnam, as Nicki Minaj loses it, nearly sends it into the wall on his outlap. Nearly puts it in the wall, trying to get the power down as much as he can, and already having a bit of a moment there. I think we could definitely see some retirements in this qualifying session, Gibby.
Yeah, I would not be surprised seeing some people throw it in the wall, but with the heavy rain as well, I mean, we don't know whether it's a dry race yet, but that throws all tyre strategy out the window as well. Everyone's going to get to start on whatever they want to. But also, I wonder whether many people have been preparing for rain, because we just haven't seen any all season. I know myself, I've done next to no rain practice at all. So this might just come down to who's putting the practice here. It might catch everyone off guard.
Nicki Minaj about to go around the final corner now to start his lap, and he loses it. Oh, he regains control, but he loses it and invalidated that lap and the next lap. So the next car crossing is a Renault, as far as I can see, of ERN Ramos, who is about to cross the line now, and I think there's a Ferrari spun out turn 4 there by the looks of it. The Renault is about to approach that area, and I think a Ferrari is spun out there. That must be either Octane or Island, the 2 NRC boys. But I'll tell you what, though, with practicing for the wet weather, as you said, I did it for Hanoi, because Hanoi has something like a 60% chance of rain each time you put it on dynamic, which is a ridiculous amount of quite a ridiculously high stat for it to rain. But for here, I wasn't expecting to do much, as Ramos gets very squirrely on the exit there of the hairpin, trying to keep it in check, and there's a Red Bull that's spun in front of him, and it's Nicki Minaj again, who is the man who has spun on the apex there, and that's unfortunate for him, trying to get another lap in, but he has invalidated the attempt straight away, and we would go back now to ERN Ramos in the Renault. So the lap times, it's going to be about an extra 20 seconds to what people are used to putting in here due to the rain, isn't it, Gibby? Around that 20 seconds?
Yeah, I'm not too well knowledgeable about that time, but I'd reckon maybe, because I mean usually it's around a 1 minute 30, I'd imagine, so I wouldn't be surprised seeing 1 minute 40s, but I haven't seen any times pop up yet. I don't know whether people have started setting them.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, we're still in the dark about if this is going to be a wet race or just a wet qualifying. We have no clue of what it could be. The guys down there will know exactly what the weather's going to be like. as Ramos is about to come across the line to set the first time here in the wet in China, and it's a 1:47.8. There's a racing point behind him, and I think that is it's not D6W, that would have been Anthem with a 48.3. There's a McLaren crossing the line now. I think he may have just started an outlap. There's a Mercedes about to cross the line. That's a Breezy with a 47.7. Another Mercedes about to cross the line. That's ABR Mirrors. He's about to cross the line. He goes top with a 47.5. The Alfa Romeo now of Eke Baloba. He goes 5th with a 48.3. The other Alfa Romeo now is about to cross the line of Darko Wade, who's starting his flying lap. The other McLaren of NRC Atelier, I think that is. Oh no, it's not. It's Valex, and Valex goes top with a 47.4. That's a really good lap from him. Ferrari now of NRC Island it's going to be, not Octane. The Island's about to cross the line now in the Ferrari. He goes 5th with a 47.8. The next car is going to be a Haas as Octane retires from the session. Octane has crashed out in sector 2. Let's see if we can get on
went round as well.
Same
corner. I think both of them losing it there on the exit. I was just going to say, in this session, what's interesting about wet quali is you don't have to go out necessarily with a light fuel load. You can take heavy fuel and just do lap after lap after lap, because realistically the track's only going to get better as more of this water's cleared. So I think we're just going to keep seeing the times coming down and down the further we go on in the session. But bit of a shame there for Octane, didn't even get a lap in before he threw it in the wall, so that's going to be annoying for him, almost guaranteeing him starting at the back of the grid.
Yeah, highly likely so, unless anybody else crashes out. We never know what can happen. We still have other drivers now out doing their hot laps. I think a Renault of... Nope, that is Ramos, I think. I'm just trying to see who the next man is going to be crossing the line who hasn't set a lap. And I think it's going to be Darko Wade at the hairpin now. I don't know, Gibby, but you seem to be echoing in my ears. I'm not too sure if it's coming onto the stream. Would you be able to maybe just unplug and replug your mic if you don't mind?
Yeah, sure thing.
Darko Wade now about to cross the line. He goes P11 with a 48.6. Eke Baloba goes P10 with a 48.3. There's yellow flags absolutely everywhere as everybody is trying to get traction and try and put it down. There just seems to be cars absolutely in yellow flags everywhere as Samuel is just about to enter sector 3 now on his final lap. We've got Christoph who's invalidating his attempt in the Renault. But we've got guys out there, Gibby, with people who have gone out with two Samuel nearly loses it, but manages to regain control in the long right hander going onto the back straight, and that was very close for him.
Yeah, I don't know whether my mic's better now, but I can kind of hear you echoing as well, so I don't know whether that's just a problem with the party. Right. I'm not sure if it's just me.
Give me a second, I think I might know what it is. Bear with me, guys. I do apologise. I think I know what it is. Because when I record for...
As Ramos just goes on the top of the leaderboard with a 1:47.2. Time's starting to come down more now.
You're not echoey anymore, so that's all good. They were saying in the chat it wasn't affecting it, but we need to make sure we don't want it echoing
I think it's just for you, yeah.
Yeah, we've got to take precautions though, haven't we? We've got to take them precautions.
Yeah.
So Ramos has gone top, and there is a Haas getting out of the way of a Voki who hasn't set his lap yet in the Red Bull. It's going to be very tricky, especially those conditions, to get the power down, Gibby. You're going to be so sensitive on the throttle, because I just did a wet race in my team mode at Hanoi, and just trying to get the power down with no traction control, even just on intermediates, is a real challenge, and this is full wet conditions.
Ooh, just watch Darko Way go round as well. Yeah, I was going to say, even around this track as well, because you've got such difficult traction zones. As well. Yeah, I was saying, coming out of all these slow corners, you've got to be careful getting the power down, even on a dry track. So with the wet weather there as well, it just makes it all that more difficult.
Yep, and we have a Haas going over the line now. It might be Skeefy, but a Rocky's about to go across the line. And he goes P9. ERN Storm is in P3 with a 147.4 as well. That's a good lap from him in the Haas. There's a lot of drivers going out on 3-lap old wets, trying to wear them in and maybe getting a faster lap. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, I mean, you don't get too much of a benefit through actually having a fresh tyre, as Nicki Minaj just goes pole there with a 147.2. But you can take several laps on the tyres. You don't need to worry about the wear. And obviously, if it is a dry race, you know, they're not going to be starting on these tyres. I think even if it's a wet race, they're not going to be starting on these tyres. But looking at the rain now, it looks like it's switched to light rain. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see some people coming out on the inters soon.
I'm just looking down at Sector 1. Do you see that? Look, there's a few little trains down Sector 1 where people are just backed up behind each other. Now going into Sector 2, there's a couple of trains between a racing point. I'm just trying to find an onboard view. There we go. Oh, Christoph 2002 doesn't seem to be in the car. Are you able to give him an invite? He's got an X above his name.
Yeah, I'll get on that. Give me 1 second.
Thank you. Oh, I tell he's really giving it the beans. He's on a flying lap at this moment in time in the McLaren. Currently in last, but not set. He's not the only man not to set a time. There's still another 6 cars who haven't set a time. And there's a yellow flag in Sector 2. I think it's Darko Wade is down there, but I'm not too sure why the yellow flag is there. Let's have a quick look. Skeefy's about to cross the line on his flying lap. 5 minutes left in the session. Skeefy goes top with a 46.4, blitzing Nicki Minaj's previous provisional pole time of 0.8 seconds. Oh, as Nicki Minaj is on a flying lap himself, and he can't get past the AI of our Christoph. Oh, it goes into the back of him. Oh, our Christoph's AI breaks Nicki Minaj, and he goes straight into the back of him.
I'm not sure whether because I can't actually invite him back to the session. I tried looking at his thing, it says he's in China. But usually if you disconnect from a lobby, it puts you straight back into the pits in qualifying. So I'm not sure if he has fully disconnected. It might just be a bit of lag. I'm not too sure.
Oh, okay. He did. He just had an X above his name, and it looks like an AI's driving. But Mirrors goes top with a 46 dead, beating Skeefy's time by 0.4 of a second. That's a really good lap time from him. There's a Red Bull span round, and that's a Voki who span round in Sector 2. Not only one person to crash out so far, but we have seen a couple of spins, but we can expect that coming with these conditions.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think the track is just getting faster and faster. There's a couple of guys out on the inters. I reckon these guys are going to be blitzing the times done on the wets now, because it looks like inter conditions to me. As I think Varlex has just started his lap now.
Mine's not telling me what tyres people are on. So that's always good. Oh, Samuel really, really struggling to get the power down on full wet. Right in front of ERN Storm there. Really struggling to get the power down and nearly lost it right in front of him. Oh, there's a yellow flag. I think that's just people letting each other by. There just seems to be cars everywhere, and obviously with a wet qualifying, Gibby, it's not always going to be the same method as we get with a dry qualifying. 3 runs, you go for it and see the best that you can do, but with a wet one, everyone just seems to be going out for as many laps as they want to.
Yeah, and that's the other thing with wet weather driving, is you just got to build the confidence as much as possible. So just the more track time you get, just the better your lap times are going to get, I think. So I think that's the logic behind that.
Yeah, 100%. But ERN Storm is one of the first runners starting a hot lap at this current moment in time on the intermediates. Now, it's going to be interesting to see what he can do. Will he be quicker? As he's really struggling to get the power down, is it actually ready for inter tyres right now? Or do you think it's still in the crossover point?
I think it's ready for them, personally. I mean, I'm just looking up and down the grid, everyone seems to be on the inters, so I'm guessing it's the tyre that's been recommended to them by the game anyway, but it looks like there's enough of a dry line, and just looking at the actual rain itself, it's not that heavy anymore. So I don't think it's going to get any wetter, so you might as well slap on the inters and give it a go.
Yeah, go see what you can do with it. It's always worth a shot, because if you take that gamble, it can always pay off, as Valex is the first man on the intermediates with a 43.6, 3 seconds quicker than the wet tyre. It definitely is ready for intermediates. As Anthem, no, it's not Anthem, it was D9W. He's crossing the line at this current moment in time. The Renault of R. Christoph is about to come across the line, starting his flying lap. Anthem is about to come across the line. It says he's on 3 lap-old wets, but he's on the intermediate tyre. Well done, Codemasters. You make our job so much harder than it needs to be. Ramos is about to come across the line. He's on intermediate tyres at this current moment in time. About to come round the final corner in the Renault. But let's see what he's able to do as he crosses the line now. He goes top with a 43.7. ERN Storm is about to cross the line now. He's on intermediate tyres. He goes third with a 44.5. And AlphaTauri now is about to cross the line. And I think that was of Matriz. He's starting his flying lap. Who else have we got out there? As there's a Ferrari of NRC Arns who span then. And I think made contact with Darko, not Darko Wade. It might have been Eke Beloba. Yeah, it is. But maybe a bit of contact there on the outlaps.
Yeah, not sure. I think I saw the Alpha spun round, and I think they might have just spun again while trying to recover, but I'm not too sure. Didn't actually see what happened there, but looks like they're back underway, and I didn't see any penalties pop up there either, so I'm not sure if there was actually any contact. And luckily, both cars seem to be in one piece. So
the next man across the line is going to be Darko Wade on the intermediate tyres. See what he is able to do. He's in the Sauber. Let's see what he's going to do. He's currently in P3 13. How's he going to improve his time? He goes fourth with a 45 dead. Skeefy about to cross the line. He's just starting a lap. The Racing Point of D3W goes third with a 44.1. The Renault of Ramos is now currently still at the top with Valex and D6W behind. Mirrors is now on an out lap. There's, I think the next car crossing the line is going to be a Williams of, is it Stickman? Nope, it's going to be Samuel who's on an out lap. Yep. The Mercedes next, I think that's Breezy. No, it's Avion Mirror who's crossing the line now. I think he may have invalidated his attempt at his shot. There's an AlphaTauri coming across the line now of, I think that was Matriz who went 5th with a 44.8. So we're going to see the lap times now absolutely tumbling.
Yeah, just seen Storm going slowly in the first corner, so I think that's his quad over. He won't improve now.
Island goes top with a 43.2. Oh, that's a big improvement there. The last man, another man coming across the line is Eke Beloba. Eke Beloba puts it P6 on the grid. That's not a bad quality time from him. Matriz is down in sector 1. There is Total Recoil about to come across the line. He's going through the final corner, nearly loose on the exit of that turf. Total Recoil puts it P6. And Anthem goes P14, or he's starting another lap on the intermediate tyres, as DRS has just been enabled. So that the people on those final runs have a bit of DRS to play with now, and that could be absolutely huge for them.
I think, oh no, they can use it. I was going to say, I thought if you had wet tyres on, you're just simply not allowed to use DRS, but I'm seeing Samuel, it has actually popped up with the DRS marker. Nicki Minaj is about to cross the line. Nicki Minaj goes 6th. We also have the McLaren of NRC Atelli. He's about to cross the line. He goes 10th on the grid. There's a Williams now about to cross the line. I think that's going to be ERN Samuel. He goes 6th with a 44.1. There's a Mercedes behind him, a Mirrors, and he goes top with a 42.4. These ever-changing conditions are really helping. Breezy about to come across the line. He goes 13th. The AlphaTauri of Matriz crosses the line, and he doesn't do any better. That's unfortunate for him. The Williams of Stickman is coming across the line. He goes 17th with his attempt, and I think that wraps up qualifying. Yep, I think that's everyone. Maybe I think Anthem's still on a lap there down at the bottom, so he's going to get one more in.
Check. Could really help him with the DRS. He's got it wide open. He is using the DRS, and that track is really looking quite dry at this moment in time. But let's see where Anthem, could he have taken advantage? Oh, as he nearly loses it. Trying to get the power down, coming out the hairpin, going round into the final corner. Can he get this nice? And he invalidates it on the final attempt. He did a 43-4, which would have put him P4. That's such a shame. Invalidating it on the final corner of the exit. And that has just cost him a really good qualifying position. Oh, that's such a shame for Anthem there. But that is qualifying over here in China. And wow, what? Oh, as Christoph just goes straight to the back of Darko. Wait, the AIs clearly know how to run the game when qualifying is over.
Yeah,
but apparently we have information. We do have information, Gibby, from Mirrors that it's going to be a dry race. It's not going to be a wet race. We're not going to be entertained with a wet race, unfortunately. They tease us. They tease us. That's what they do every time. Every time they tease us.
Oh, I've just seen Christoph's car.
Yeah.
Go straight into the back of AlphaTauri.
You've got to love Cold Bastards, haven't you? You really do.
Yeah.
But as we also get with Cove Masters, lobby glitches, where we have to wait a really long time for it to go. But on paper now, if we're going into this race, which is going to be a dry race, how do we think, who is your top three? Because it's been a mixed up qualifying a little bit with some of the drivers in different places.
Yeah, so I think free tyre choice, I think everyone's going to be going for that medium to hard strategy. It's just a lot safer than the soft to hard to get it to the end. I think also a bit quicker. Yeah. I think quite clearly Mira's in a very good position again. He's in P1, but again, last time out we saw Skeefy very smart in the race, deciding to pit during a VSC, so he's very aware of what's happening in the race, and I think he's very good with his strategy. So I think for a top three, I'm going to go Skeefy, Mirrors, and then Varlex, just because McLaren, we need some more podiums, we need some more points.
Now, Gibby, as you will fully remember from last week when we were both on commentary, the Messiah here managed to predict them all. So, can I do it again this week? I wonder. Now, it's the first time I've ever predicted the top three absolutely correct. This week, however, China, we've had a wet qualifying. There's people in very different positions, especially if you look down the order of like ERN Storm in P9, who's normally in the top 5. You've got him to battle his way through. You've got other drivers who could be battling their way through, as this is still glitched and just not working for us.
I think we might need a restart, because it says that Christoph's still in the lobby, but I don't think he is, and it won't let me invite him either.
It's saying Christoph's in the pits, but he actually isn't in the pits.
No, well, his car is dead and in the middle of the track, so that's clearly not true.
He's moving for me. He's going round turn 1, 2, and 3.
Oh, is he? For me, he's not. For me, his car's missing a wheel and just on the side of the road.
No,
so.
For me, he's still going. He's going down the straight after the two long corners.
Yeah, I think we're going to need.
Well done.
We're going to need a restart. I think on this one.
Alright, we'll get that sorted.
Fantastic. You got to love a bit of Codemasters. It wouldn't be F1 without Codemasters.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a week without Codemasters. As now Christoph's in the pit, but he's the only man. It's just glitched, isn't it? As I've just gone on to Breezy, and Breezy's car is completely smashed to pieces. There's an AlphaTauri of Matriz smashed to pieces. Oh, and it ends. Christoph left and it ended.
Yeah.
But I think
strange on that. I'll try and drop him an invite now if I can. I'll try and get him back now, but. Strange one, that.
I'm not 100% sure what's going on, because people said their game crashed, I think. So let's just double check. Make sure this doesn't get started. Let me see. It's crashed session, yeah, well, the Codemasters, Light Cloud all the way. Congrats, Codemasters, wait. Right. Oh, Speedy Adams telling me to get down to Codemasters. One of Codemasters' office is in the same town as me. Like, it takes 10 minutes to drive to their front door. And it's like, well, sometimes I just feel like, you know what? I'm going down there and I'm giving them a piece of my mind.
Go on,
Keep
sort 'em out.
messing
Sort 'em
everything up. Absolutely atrocious. Alright, let's just check. I think
they've just
everyone
moved him back in. I think we're good. I don't think I've seen anyone else leave, so I think we're okay.
Christoph has come back. His car, will it be on the grid? Should it? I think it should be, shouldn't it? If it's done qualifying, the new thing that they've done is they've put it into the race, if I'm correct in saying. But I'm not 100% sure on that, so I hope he can get into the race, especially for his first race here as a reserve driver. It's going to be a big shame for him if he's not able to compete today.
Yeah, I mean, he joined us in Vietnam and he put in a solid performance in the midfield, so definitely want to see him racing if he can. Just looking down the grid now, everyone's on the mediums at the minute, so but it's the strategy to use. So
yeah, you can see it on the race director, can't you? Yeah, everyone, even ERN Storm is on the hards. He's looking to go the very, very long route. But everybody else, as you say, is on the medium tyre. Everybody on the same strategy by the looks of it, doing that one stop.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I think if you're further down the grid, like the very far down, taking the hards is a good opportunity because you can sort of just stay behind by your time, and then the tyres will come to you later on in the stint, and obviously you'll come back at people with the mediums at the end. But when I switched to the hards, I think after lap 1 yesterday, they felt horrible and heavy fuel. Like I was sliding all over the place. Compared to the mediums, which seemed very grippy for the short amount of time that I still had a front wing. So I think picking the hards is really going to compromise your start here. But you never know. People might get along with them better than I did. But I personally think starting on the mediums is the best choice. Try and make up as many positions as you can.
Yeah, but highly likely, we saw it yesterday in Division 1, we're going to see it here today in Division 2, and highly likely we'll see it tomorrow in Division 3. At this track, you can't, not like some tracks you can do the 2-stop and it can challenge the 1-stop, but here, the 1-stop is that powerful over the 2-stop strategy that it's just stupid not to even try and do the 1-stop. I mean, if you have a messed race, of course, then you're obviously going to have to try and do something different. But if you're just going with strategy and you keep out of trouble, I think it's definitely going to be the man. And I think someone's readied up beforehand, and I think it might have been.
Yeah, that seemed a bit short, but.
Yeah. With Stickman, it says on stream. So with Stickman who readied up, we're going to have to wait to hear from the admins to see if this will be restarted. Because we never know, do we? Because of things that go on, people take that 5-minute break.
I'm seeing in the admin chat someone readied up, 2 minutes were left to reset. I think I just saw, everyone's leaving.
Yep. Right, okay. Have you got a picture of the...
there's a
grid?
Picture of the result. There's one in the admin's chat. I'll put it in the stream chat for you quickly. So you can...
Right, not a problem. I'll back out and get this lobby sorted.
There we go.
So I have to, right, okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we are just going to sort this out and then we will get back to it. So I'm just going to pause the stream quickly for now. We do apologise.